Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. As always, thanks so much for clicking on this video and joining me as we dive back into 28 years later. So we're going to be taking a look at this intense, live, interactive 28 years later fan event that took place recently in Mexico, where attendees have to try and survive the night with infected actors running around. Intense footage is guaranteed. Also, be sure to stick around until the end of the video, where I will be addressing subscriber comments and questions, and who knows, maybe your comment will be featured in this video. And one last thing before we get going, make sure to also check out our community Discord server if you would like to talk more about this movie. So with all that down, let's dive into these intense TikTok fan videos and see what it has to show us.
Moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war. Don't look at what's in front of you.
Okay, we're just going to have to pause it there. I have to stop every now and again, guys, to avoid copyright, so bear with me. Yeah, let's just go back and check out some of this imagery. So we have the TikTokers and influencers. They're on these barges that are kind of making their way across this kind of swampland to where the interactive element of this event is. We have infected running around and all kinds of crazy stuff. You can see there's a table in the middle and it has survival equipment. They can choose to wear it or not wear it. And they've got these kind of limited edition ponchos here that's been giving out at the fan event. It's got the movie logo and stuff on it. Pretty cool stuff. So let's keep going forward. Again, we see it from another angle on side one of these barges and taking selfies and having a great time by the look of it. Okay, then we get a great shot of the movie logo there, which is cool. That's on the side of one of the boats. Okay, then it looks like, again, another angle. We can see them kind of making their way onto these rafts. This looks to be a staff member here, kind of showing people where to go, helping them onto the barges. Okay, and let's keep going forward. Then we get another shot there of some of the TikTokers making their way into the barges, and we have the movie logo there. And I love the black ponchos here with the biohazard sign on the back. I would love to have one of these. I'm gonna have to see if I can find one floating around on eBay or Amazon somewhere. But really cool movie kind of tie-in merchandise there. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, then we have like a selfie, and you can see again the movie title on the poncho there, which is cool. And let's keep going forward. A great poster there as well. That poster is really fun. Then we get a great look here. So we can see all the TikTokers. Obviously, they're recording everything. This is what this event is for. It's to drum up marketing and advertising for the movie. We can see the survival equipment in the middle. There's like there's jackets and there's helmets and things that the attendees can wear to feel more part of the experience if they want. We've got the tour guide here in the middle. He's an actor, and he's going to be playing the part of being the tour guide for the attendees. And it's like being on the Jaws ride at a theme park, you know, where they pretend to be part of the ride when the boat gets attacked. He's going to be doing the same sort of thing here when the infected show up, I'm sure. Let's keep going forward. Then again, we get another great look at some of the survival gear on that center table in between all the attendees there. The kind of the tactical jackets, the helmets, the knee pads, all different things there that they can wear. So let's keep playing from here.
What's in front of you? Moving up and down again. Men go mad with watching them. There's no discharge in the war.
Okay, we're just going to stop it there again, guys. Okay, so going back to where we left off, another great shot there inside the boat. This is a really cool one. It gives us a wide angle shot where we can pretty much see everything that's going on there. Okay, let's keep moving forward. Then we get this kind of flyover of the tactical equipment, which is kind of fun. This guy's holding a skull. There's kind of like random skulls dotted around in between the tactical equipment, which I guess is keeping in theme with the movie and the Bone Temple. Okay, so having a little selfie video there with the skull. Then we get another great look at the tour guide there. He's holding arrows, which again is in theme with the movie. Then we can see there where they've departed from the shore and they're making their way across the water. It's a little bit dark, so maybe a little bit difficult to see, but pretty cool there, seeing them depart the shore. Okay, and then inside the boat once again, the tour guide is looking around, making sure the coast is clear. I'm sure he knows the infected are going to turn up at some point. Then we get a great shot here where we get some kind of smoke in the background. They're like in the middle of the night, just making their way across this water. The tour guide has got a bow and arrow, so that's cool. Is he going to be shooting the infected in front of the guests? That would be a really cool action set piece to see. Okay. Going forward, and then we get a look of this kind of area of water, or this kind of like swampland with this kind of mist floating across it. They've done a great kind of cinematic look here. So let's keep going.
Count the bullets in the bandolier. If your eyes drop, they will get the top of you.
Okay, just going to stop there. Okay, so going back, there was some pretty cool imagery there. So we see the tour guide, he's looking around. We see the boat from the outside. We see everybody inside kind of videoing because they know something big is about to happen here. So let's keep going. Another great shot from the back of the barge there, making its way across the water. Then we see the tour guide. It looks like he's being yanked over the side of the boat. Like one of the infected has sprung out of the water and grabbed him, and he's kind of like being pulled off of the boat. So that would be a pretty intense moment if you were one of those fans on the boat watching this. Pretty cool stuff. You can see him there. He's kind of panicking, and it doesn't look like anybody else is helping him. I mean, as one of the people attending the event, are you supposed to help him, or are you supposed to just sit there and watch it? I mean, like, your natural inclination would be to help the guy, you know, not just to sit there and film it. Then we see again, it looks like he's got a night vision scope maybe, and he's looking through it. We see some of the infected on an island there. Looks like there's a couple of graves. There's a biohazard sign on this tree. We see an infected, although it looks like a model or a cardboard cutout. It doesn't look like an actual person here, but still, it adds to the creepiness here. Seeing this infected on the small island here. Okay, let's keep going. Fantastic cinematic shot there with all that kind of smoke and mist on the water. Adds to the intensity. Then we get a sign here with a creepy doll in the middle. And is that an infected person? I think that's an infected human there walking in front of it. Okay, let's keep playing from here.
Moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war.
Damn, that music is so creepy. I hope, by the way, I hope I don't get copyrighted for that. So let's keep going here. So the infected person walks in front of the sign. We have another sign there, which I'm assuming says no entry. Then we get another look inside this. We get a look inside this cabin where we have these kind of creepy dolls and bones and really weird stuff here where you have to make your way through it. Obviously, we have the Bone Temple there. The experience wouldn't be complete without having the Bone Temple. Obviously, it doesn't look as good as the one in the movie, but this is just a fan event, so I'm sure they had to build it on a cheap budget, but it still looks pretty cool. Okay, then we see all the TikTokers there, dressed up in their ponchos with their helmets on, inside this creepy hut here. Making their way through the experience, trying to survive the night. And this is when the infected start showing up here. This guy here licking the window. I wouldn't know whether to be afraid or whether to laugh at this, but it's really creepy and eerie. The hairs on the back of your neck would be standing up for sure. I mean, look at this guy, man. He's tasting the window. We can see his eyes are glowing red though. So they've got the contact lenses in. It looks pretty cool. It does look really good. Again, licking that window. Then it cuts to the title of the movie. Okay, guys, so that's the first clip down. Pretty intense stuff. It looks so fun attending this event. Let's move on to the second clip.
En Xochimilco, en México, hay un brote del virus de la rabia. De personas se quedaron atrapadas en la isla de las muñecas.
Hay mucha información, hablaremos, por supuesto.
Las imágenes que van a ver son bastante fuertes.
¡Hay uno en el agua! ¡Hay uno en el agua! ¡Hay uno en el agua!
Okay, so let's have a little breakdown here. So, we see a reporter, again, reporting on the event. I'm not sure if this is a real news anchor. Probably not. We have an infection sign. They always make me kind of have my hair stand up on the back of my neck. It screams, this is going to be a bad day. Don't go this direction. Go the opposite way. Another reporter. Then we have what's this scene here, where it looks like one of the tour guides has seen the infected over the side of the boat. or seen the infected somewhere on the horizon. He's jutted back, he's fallen over, he's kind of yelling and screaming. The tensions are high. I'm sure all the fans on the boat that are watching, I'm sure they're going to be terrified. They're probably screaming, they're probably yelling, everybody's freaking out, and the experience would be all the more heightened. But you'd be looking around like in a crazed panic, like trying to see where the infection are. Are they on your boat? Are they behind the boat? Are they around the side? Are they in front? Whatever's going on, man, it would just be a crazy kind of panic-inducing time for sure.
Amigo, estamos en zona de policía.
Okay guys, so obviously this is not in English, but you would be able to translate it with the dubbing feature that YouTube uses. So if you look down below, you can change the language, so you should be able to understand it from that perspective. So we have the TikToker here, obviously looking around. He's making a video. He's wearing the survival equipment that they gave him. He's got the army helmet on. They've given him a exclusive poncho as well, with the logo of the movie on it, which is pretty damn cool. It's pouring down with rain, and he seems to be inside this kind of creepy, haunted hut. It's like a hut, and I'm not exactly sure if this factors into the actual movie or if it's just there for the fan event. But we can see all of these creepy dolls. I mean, what is this about? This is really bizarre. Like I say, I mean, does this actually happen within the film? Is this something that's discovered in the film? Or is this purely just for the fan event, just to make up a creepy atmosphere with these kind of dolls and stuff? I expect it's for the just for the fan. I expect, sorry, it's just for the fan event. But either way, still this interactive experience where you get to walk around this environment. There's infected, creepy kind of dolls and stuff. I mean, it's really, really cool. Let's keep going here.
Ahora, por acá, por acá.
Okay, so we start having the infected turning up there. He's inside that hut, and we can see we've got the infected actors here running around, which is really kind of cool, man. I'm not sure what you're supposed to do when you come across them. I guess you just have to kind of weave your way in between them and keep making your way from A to B through the experience, and try not to get any blood on you. Try not to get infected yourself. But again, really, really creepy. His eyes don't seem to be glowing red though, which is a bit of a letdown. You would have thought they would have red contact lenses there, but I suppose it doesn't matter too much. Let's keep going. Okay, so we had this bit here where we had another infected outside the window, kind of bashing his head on the outside of the window. That's really, really creepy. And more of these kind of creepy, weird dolls as well. Okay, so that's pretty much the first clip that we have there. Let's just go back and break down this last bit. So, again, we see the infected on the outside of the window there. That kind of silhouette of the infected kind of clawing at the window. Very, very creepy. That would be so cool to see in the experience. Then again, we look up to the ceiling of this hut. All these dolls, again, hanging from the ceiling. Very, very creepy indeed. Let's keep going forward. All the dolls there. Really weird. Then we see the TikToker guy making his way through the experience here. And again, you can see the poncho, and it's got the logo of the movie on it, which is really, really cool. It looks like it's hammering down with rain. They seem to be outside now, so they've gone inside the kind of that cabin with all the creepy dolls. Then looks like they've kind of walked out and gone around the side, almost down like a small alleyway. And again, we've got more of these creepy kind of plushy toys hanging around all over the place here. And looks really, really creepy. And they make their way down the side. And you can see again, we've got like this hut, this kind of bamboo hut almost, with a sign. And then we've got the police tape. And we've got an infected kind of coming through the fencing or the side of the building there. So pretty cool imagery. So let's check out the next clip here. Okay, so moving on to our third clip here.
El viaje y todo estaba muy tranquilo, pero al mismo tiempo creepy. Escuchábamos a los infectados en el techo, en el agua, nos asustaban a cada rato. Estaba muy inmersiva la cosa, así que hasta hicimos una cadena de oración antes de los traumas. Y aquí vino la calma antes de la tormenta.
Okay, let's just pause it there for a sec. So let's go back. So we can see they're looking over the edge of the boat there. They're not sure if they're being tracked by the infected. Are they going to pop up in the water? Where are they going to be? That's one of the most scariest things. You just don't know where they're going to be. So looking over the edge of the boat. Then another great shot from outside of the boat. Making its way across the water. Something's obviously just happened because she's screaming her head off there, which is quite fun. Then again, we see a couple of infected there in the water. They don't really look like the infected from the actual movie. They look more like zombie props, but that's okay. It's a fan event, so you know, slight variations to the look of the infected doesn't really matter all that much. It's just for the experience of the whole thing. But it looks like they're sort of cardboard cutouts. A little bit disappointing that they're not real actors, but still, I mean, in the dead of night, I mean, with the mist on the water, adds to the atmosphere and the creepiness. So it's kind of excusable at that point. Okay, let's keep going forward. And then I'm not really sure what it is that they're doing here. They're kind of holding hands and then filming it. Not really sure exactly what it is that they're doing. Then we kind of have this great shot here of just showing the water that they've made their way across, but in the dead of night. How creepy does this imagery look? Imagine having to make your way across this during the actual infection, like in the movie. Could you imagine trying to get across this, not knowing what could potentially happen here? Really creepy imagery. So let's keep going.
La calma antes de la tormenta, porque literal se cayó el cielo. Y aquí fue donde llegamos a una isla que resultó ser la famosa isla de las muñecas. Y qué lugar más impresionante y terrorífico al mismo tiempo. Y como pueden ver, la atmósfera da bastante miedo. Nos dieron comida militar para...
Okay, we're just going to stop there again, so let's go back. So they're making their way, they've made their way across the water. They're now at the experience area. So they're making their way inside here by the look of it. And as we go forward, we get another great biohazard sign there. Always creepy to see those floating around. Then it looks like we have an infected person there. That's really creepy with that blue lighting kind of silhouetting their face almost. That's creepy imagery. Then we get all these kind of dolls and creepy dolls and toys and stuff just like hung up all over these shacks, which is really very ominous and very, very creepy. And yeah, it would definitely put you on edge, that's for sure. Then it looks like we have an infected outside here again, but it looks like it's potentially a cardboard cutout, but it's still creepy. I mean, what the heck is this about? I mean, look at this, an old creepy doll like this just hanging from the ceiling. Not really sure what it's all about, but it's yeah, you know, people see this kind of stuff, man, and it just makes you freak out. And it appears they've been given, like military rations to eat during the event, which is really cool. So instead of having like a barbecue or something more traditional, they get given military rations, which is kind of in theme and in tone with the franchise, which is a really, really cool thing to do. Plus, as someone who used to be in the military myself, I can in fact say that military rations are actually really, really tasty. They're really nice to eat. Even though you think they wouldn't be, they are pretty damn nice. Let's keep playing.
Nos dieron comida militar para que podamos sobrevivir. Ahí tuvimos que prepararla nosotros mismos. Había pollito, galletas y hasta un sandwichito nos pudimos hacer. Y finalmente recorrimos los alrededores, donde nos encontramos con un montón de infectados que nos acechaban, nos perseguían.
Okay, let's stop there again. So, going back, we can see they're eating their military rations. They're stood around in their ponchos. It looks like they're all absolutely soaking wet, so it must have been raining pretty hard that night when this event was filmed. But the rain's going to add to the atmosphere. But there they are, tucking into the rations. Pretty damn tasty stuff. And we see a corpse in a dustbin bag hanging upside down from the ceiling. So that's pretty cool. Then we see all those dolls. Then we start getting a look at some of the infected actors here, which are pretty gnarly stuff. I mean, are you supposed to like hide from them? Are you supposed to just make your way around them? I'm sure there's rules that you can't touch them, you can't tackle them, you can't fight them. All that kind of crazy stuff that people would try. But starting to see the infected around here is pretty cool. I mean, look at this. That's pretty cool. She's doing a great job there by the look of it. That would creep you the hell out of you for sure. Let's keep playing.
Nos perseguían, querían acabar con nosotros, así que tuvimos que escaparnos y ocultarnos para que no nos pase nada. Por suerte al final no hubo ningún herido, todos sobrevivimos, pero fue una experiencia demasiado realista porque nos super mojamos, nos congelamos, pero valió.
Okay, and then we'll finally finish it off there, and we get a great look at another infected person there. Again, looks really, really pretty cool. Then we get a great look at the bone temple here. Again, looks a little bit cheaper than the movie version, but it's still pretty damn cool to see that there. You couldn't really do the experience without it. But yeah, it looks like they've done a nice job there, and it's a really cool interactive fan event. And then we've got this infected guy kind of crawling across the floor, kind of mimicking that mutated infected that we looked at in the last video. The one who crawls on all fours, like through the forest, kind of imitating that, I guess. Maybe that's where they got the idea from. That's why this guy's crawling on the floor, but it's pretty wicked. And then we have the influencer at the end probably giving his thoughts and opinions as to how the event went. But that's the 3 clips there, guys. I thought it was really fun to take a look at this event. Awesome stuff, and I'm so jealous that they didn't have this here in the UK, unless they did, but I just missed it. But I would love to see more of this in different movies. Really fun fan event here. So what we're going to do now, we're going to move on to our subscriber questions. We're going to take a few questions that you guys have left on previous 28 Years Later videos, and we're going to address any comments, concerns, theories, or opinions that you guys had on those videos, and let's see what kind of carnage we can get into. So let's take a look at our first subscriber question. This comes to us from user Scott Ricky 5063. By the way, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Scott Ricky 5063. I think that's how you say it. This user says, so glad that they're finally really acknowledging that this isn't a worldwide apocalypse. That will definitely set up future sequels. Yeah, I mean, the fact that it's confined to the UK is a great thing. It raises the stakes, not knowing that the rage virus could potentially escape to other countries. That kind of danger factor there of not knowing if it could potentially escape the quarantine zone, that just elevates the excitement of the franchise to a whole new level. Trying to hold back the virus. Ultimately, you're trying to stop nature from spreading. Can man fight nature and stop nature from doing what it does best? Adapting, evolving, overcoming pretty much any hurdle it can think of. But, I mean, setting up future sequels, they could potentially have the rage virus popping up in different countries. We could see different cultures and different environments trying to fight off the rage virus. We have Arctic environments, desert environments, mountainous environments, and each of these different cultures would use different weapons and methods to survive and hold back the virus. So there's so many avenues and places they could take this franchise in the future. They're not going to be short of any content. It will keep it fresh and it will keep fans engaged for a long time to come. That's a great question there. Thanks for leaving that, my friend. So let's move on to our second subscriber question. So, taking a look at our second subscriber question, this comes to us from user Shroom Witch. I kind of like that name, that's a pretty fun name, Shroom Witch. They say the imagery of the blacked out UK and Ireland compared to the lights of Europe is so eerie. By the way, the user is talking about this image here. I'll quickly put it on screen for those of you who may not know which image this user is alluding to. This image here of Europe and the UK, showing UK in darkness and basically the rest of Europe kind of lit up and working as usual. That's the image they're talking about, and they go on to say, we know now that the rage reached Ireland, we didn't know before. Okay, so there's a lot of confusion and a lot of people talking about Ireland. They didn't know that Ireland was also infected with the rest of the UK. Okay, so let's try and clear this up in the best way I know possible. So, on the Rage Leaks website, which is like the WikiLeaks version in this universe, they put out an official marketing image showing Ireland with the UK under quarantine as well. So just because Ireland is also under quarantine, it doesn't mean that the infected have also landed in Ireland. It doesn't mean that the rage virus has made its way there. Ireland could just be under a precaution and added to the quarantine. So the Rage Leaks image showing Ireland under quarantine could imply a precautionary measure by global authorities, for example NATO and the UN, to prevent potential spread rather than confirm any infections. No trailers, posters, or promotional content released as of today explicitly depict or mention any infected individuals in Ireland. So, Ireland has been added to the quarantine, but that doesn't mean there's any infected individuals there. No creatives on the movie, writers, directors, or any promotional content has yet confirmed that the infection or infected humans have made their way to Ireland. So I just wanted to clear that up. It's under quarantine, but there's no confirmed infection to be there. So that's kind of answering the question there in the best way that I know how. Thanks for that question. That kind of cleared it up, and I hope that clears up a lot of confusion for a lot of people out there regarding what's going on with Ireland. So let's move on to our third and final subscriber question of this video. So let's take a look at our third and final question of this video. This comes to us from user Odd But Cools. I love that username. There's so many interesting, unique usernames on YouTube. This user says, this reminds me of The Village a bit. I wonder if some or all of the village isn't aware of the status of the outside world. You have to think to yourself, right? These people who live on this isolated Holy Islands kind of community, they must have sat and thought to themselves, I wonder what the rest of the world is like. The other countries around the world, are they infected? Are they infection free? How are they living? Is the world just working as it always has? Are we the only country infected? From interviews by the director, he's basically said that they don't have access to electricity and they don't have a radio. So they have no communication with the outside world. So they must sit and kind of ponder and wonder, is the rest of the world the same as the state that we're currently living in with the infected? I mean, do any of them, if any of them, do they know what's going on the outside of the UK? It'll be interesting to know which characters know the information on other countries and the rest of the world, if any of them do. But it's one of the biggest questions going into the movie, and it's something that's really driving my fascination to see if they're going to address this. Do they know what's happening in the rest of the world? It's a big question. And as far as I know, it hasn't been confirmed in any of the marketing or from any quotes or comments from any of the creatives. But I'm very, very interested to find out if they address this. I would love to know what you guys think about that. So make sure you let me know your thoughts, comments, theories, and opinions about that question. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. But that brings us to the end of the video there, guys. So thanks so much for joining me. As always, I hope you guys really enjoyed those TikTok fan event clips. They were pretty damn cool. I'm so jealous, again, that I didn't get to attend. And I'm sure a lot of you guys would love to attend an event that's very similar to that. Really, really cool kind of haunted house interactive experience. And I hope some of these subscriber questions are kind of helping to clear up some of the confusion among some of the questions that a lot of you guys have as well. And yeah. Thanks so much for being here, guys. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Consider becoming a subscriber if you haven't already. And hit that notification bell to stay up to date with more 28 years later content that we have going on the channel. We're only a week away from release now, guys, so it's going to get pretty intense from this point onwards. Make sure you stay tuned for the channel, for the social media reactions, the reviews that are going to be coming out, and I'm going to be doing my own review on the channel once I've seen the film as well. So make sure you stay tuned for all of that. Thanks so much, and I will see you, as always, in the next video.